Welcome back, Plug Nation. You already know today you're going to get some great information. I don't like waste any time, so whatever you got to do, make sure that like button is blue. Hit that subscribe button if you're new, and let's get right into the news. So Wajplug went to Twitter and had a very interesting tweet. He said, how many shots should a build with a 63-pointer wide open hit out of 10 if timed perfectly? Let's talk about it. And it was honestly a lot of good talk, because some people said all 10. You should be able to hit all 10 shots is what he's saying. And then some people said you should only be able to hit 2 shots. So let me know how you feel about that in the comment section down below. If a build is wide open in the corner with a 63-pointer, times the shot perfectly, how many shots should that build hit in the corner? It is a huge part of the builder and gameplay in any 2K, because if you're able to shoot with a very low 3-pointer, well, you don't necessarily have to put as much into your shooting, and you can make a build that's better in other areas. So that is very big information, and we will see how it is in 2K23 when the game comes out. But from what Mike Wang said, if you all remember, we talked about it, but if you didn't see, that's because you're not subscribed and you're missing out on 2K23 news, which you can get by the click of one button if you have all notifications and you're subscribed. But Mike Wang said, with a 73-pointer, but not just with a 73-pointer, and you know your shot very good, you will be quote-unquote serviceable. We don't know exactly what that means. It's kind of vague, but I think that he's trying to hint that it's going to be harder to shoot threes this year unless you have a pretty high 3-pointer. So we will see how that goes. But Mike Wang, I'm pretty sure, has said that before at the same time. So we don't know until the game comes out. People get their badges, their hot spots, you know, dimers being passed to them. They got a 53. Then we will really see how low of a 3-point you can shoot with and still be consistent. So you don't have to pause this, but in the 2K23 description, I don't know how nobody's seen this or nobody sent it to me that I've seen. It does say this right here. Inside an all-new city, primed with breathtaking views, arenas, and courts. What is the arenas? All new city, I like that. So hopefully that does mean the city is different. We all know that LD2K responded to a 4-month-old tweet from a YouTuber named Shakedown, who was also able to go to the Las Vegas event and play 2K23 early. So, you know, he's got a little bit of inside with 2K, where he was asking 2K to put different vibes into the park and not just affiliations with stickers on the ground. Basically, for example, trying to say to bring back the 2K16, 2K17 affiliation type things in the city. And why would LD2K respond to a 4-month-old tweet about that? We have no idea, but I really hope that the city is fire this year. Anyway, NBA 2K23 leaks and intel said my NBA news Wednesday or Thursday, hashtag 2K23. So if that comes out Wednesday or Thursday, you guys know where it's going to be. And I'm pretty sure in the past, even if you don't care about that, we've got some pretty good information on the gameplay itself from those blogs. So hopefully we get something that shows us more about the badges or something about the gameplay itself. We will see. It might straight just be MyGM, but 2K, you got to update MyGM, man. There's a big MyGM community, and I don't think it's really been updated at all in like 2 or 3 years pretty much. But anyway, Wajplug said glitch builds cannot make it into NBA 2K23. Balance is key. And as you see, 1,600 people like that. You know, a lot of people agree with that. 2K22 Next Gen is a pretty good game. Should glitch builds be in the game? No, they definitely should not. They should be patched. I can see some people's arguments that say, oh, it's a good thing because the play shots were already super broken, so it kind of made it more fair, blah, blah, blah. I can see that. But what I'm talking about is the next game. We're not talking about this game currently. You know what I'm saying? And here, I'll go ahead and respond to a guy who said this right here. I hate this dude's tweets. Literally, I don't see what's wrong with this build. It's better than tiny play shots running back and forward on the court, which, hey, maybe that's the first tweet you've ever seen of mine, but literally the last tweet right before that says play shots not getting glitchy quick drops is such a W for 2K23. Plus, it really seems like if you make a small build to get that 92 ball handle and good shooting, you'll get eaten alive on defense, whereas in 22, you can still make play shot builds and have decent defense. So you can literally see, I just want balance in the game. We need to make play shots do what play shots are supposed to do: shoot good and dribble good. They should not get the best of every world, and at the same time, we should not have a glitch builder in the game. And a lot of people, every time you say something about the game, they go straight to, oh, it's not that hard to guard, or you just got to get better, blah, blah. I think we're doing fine, okay? I think I'm doing all right over here. Just because I want a game to be more balanced doesn't mean that I need 2K to take something out of the game so I can win more games. If I won 100% of my games, I would still want 2K to fix the game and make it more balanced so that it's a more fun game and there's more variety. It's just like complaining about the quote-unquote left-right cheese. Most people that do it, horrible. They're clamped up box. But do we want people to be able to run straight through our bodies? No. There's some things in the left riding that needs to be fixed. Like, people can't just run through you, especially when you can time it perfectly. You steal at the right time, they run through your hand, and they don't drop the ball. That's an issue, right? So let's all come together and actually talk about things that are wrong with the game and not just what's going to benefit you. Because I feel like that's a lot of people, how they do things. You know what I'm saying? What is going to benefit them? Anyway, Chalk went to Twitter and said, can the 2K community finally admit that Xbox is more competitive than PS5? Xbox comes to PlayStation 5 and wins the stage tournaments. Xbox won the UPA event both times. Xbox has more pros. At what point do we be real? So let me know how you guys feel about that in the comment section down below. Now, as most of you guys know, I came to PlayStation this year. I've been on it before, but this was the year where I actually just mainly played on PlayStation. I did start on Xbox, but went to PlayStation, went on a 108 game win streak, and I will tell you guys my opinion. Yours might be different, but I don't think in a park scenario, of course, the highest of competition, I can't tell you because I don't sit there and play 5v5 Pro-Am with 2K League Pros and all that all day. But in a park scenario, 100 out of 100 people, you know, whatever it is, I think that Xbox and PlayStation is right around the same skill level. I'm not kidding. And I've heard it for years. Oh, if you come to PlayStation, you're gonna be so bad. Boom. 108 game win streak a week in. Literally not even a week in. I had to finish my build first. So if you count that, then it's literally like a week. But if you don't, it's like 2 or 3 days in the park, 108 streak. But anyway, Double H said, like this tweet if you want high rollers to return in 2K23. Now, many of you might not know what high rollers is. Double H explained it. For those that don't know, high rollers was a level of courts above the stage that had a bunch of very high VC courts. These games were very intense and competitive, and for those that played back then, they know it was very fun. 2K just needs to make sure there ain't no VC glitch. So there is some sort of VC glitch this year. I don't know exactly how you do it, but you go to the stage and someone backs out when they hop on the court. I don't know. But it goes back to exactly what we talked about in a previous video. I don't know if it was the last one, but we said that you shouldn't take features out of the game just because people abuse them. So you shouldn't say, oh, there should be no high rollers in the game because people are going to do the VC glitch. Well, 2K should fix the VC glitch. As you see me getting a steal right there on a guy that was left riding. I told you, most of that is box. But anyway, we shouldn't take features out of the game just because someone abuses it. If you ban them, if you know that, hey, if I do a VC glitch, I'm going to get banned for 2 months, then a lot less people are going to do a VC glitch, right? Because they're not going to want to lose their account. But anyway, Joe Knows had a great video titled NBA 2K23 is being patched already. Great thumbnail, by the way. And what he was saying in there is basically it's very hard to vote on things that Mike Wang comes up with when he does a poll and says, hey, do you want this to be in the game? Or do you want this to not hit as many whites? Blah, blah, blah in 2K23. It's very hard to vote on that because we actually haven't seen the game. So what we're voting on is the knowledge of 2K22. And it's even worse than it was in the past because now we have 2 different games, which are kind of similar, but they're definitely not the same. In the beginning of the year, we all thought, oh, it's going to be pretty much the same game, but 2K22 is going to be better graphics on the next gen. And that's not really how it is. It is definitely a different game. It does have similarities, but it's very hard to vote on things like the ball handle thing that Mike Wang just came up with recently, where he moved up some of the elite moves up to 90 ball handle and 92 when we don't know what the game is like. So that's why I've told you guys that, yes, this could be huge for the game. It could be very good, but at the same time, you have to put in could. You have to say might, if done correctly, because 2K knows what's in their game. They know what they're doing. And apparently, Mike Wang seen people's tweets, including mine, and was like, okay, you know, I think that actually would be a great thing for 2K23. But we haven't seen it. We're voting on, your 2K22 current gen experience if you've played that, or 2K22 next gen if you've played that. So we don't really know exactly what we're voting on. But does that mean that Mike Wang should never do polls about, you know, what do you want to see in the game? Should whites not go in as much, whatever? I don't think so. I do think that we should still give Mike Wang opinions. And honestly, the best way to do it, Mike Wang, aka the gameplay developer, if you don't know who I'm talking about, makes all the biggest decisions on 2K, is stay in the community. Start tweeting a month after the game comes out, 2 months after, and then we can really figure out what's going on with the game. And you have to vote. You have to vote based on what you think is best for the game, not best for your play style. Not, oh, if I patch this, then I won't have to deal with guarding this and I'll be able to win more games. No, if it's broken, it needs to be fixed. If it's not broken, maybe it should be toned down a little bit or buffed up a little bit, but never vote, which, I mean, this is 90% of the people in the community. Don't vote on things that's just going to benefit you or your play style. You know what I'm saying? That's what I do on here, is I try to give you guys a perspective from everywhere. You know what I'm saying? I don't want things patched or taken out the game just so it's going to benefit me. It's literally so that we can all get the best all-around game. Just like I said, I don't want glitched builds in the game, but I also don't want play shots to get the quick drops at 65 driving dunk, which is the most unblockable dunk in the game. No, a playmaking shot creator should still be able to dunk, but they shouldn't get quick drops, which is literally the most unblockable dunk in the entire game. It's not, you know, a contact dunk, but it basically makes it to where there's no reason to even need contact dunks. And I've been trying to say that throughout the whole year. If you guys have watched any actual competitive 2K, especially on next gen, you'll know what I'm talking about. It is just quick drop, quick drop, quick drop, and you have to be in front of them, and then you still don't even get the block. Like, it's crazy. But anyway, I am glad that 2K is looking like it's going to be a more balanced game, but at the same time, there is some things that I heard about 2K23, which it's good depending on who is hearing the information. I can't say anything about it right now, but I would say most of you guys watching this video will be happy with what I've heard about how 2K23 is going to be. So, of course, the game is never going to be perfect, and you can never make a perfect game just in general, because, like, let's say you have superstar builds in the game, and, you know, pretty much every build has a 93 pointer, 90 ball handle, 90 steal. Some people are going to want role-playing builds, and some people are going to want superstar builds, and that's just how it's going to be. So you can never make a perfect game. There's always going to be someone that thinks it should be a different way, but as long as we have a more balanced game, I feel like that is the best way to start. Anyway, it's your boy Bashplug. You've been plugged in. Make sure to come by tomorrow or Thursday once we get that news. Hopefully there's something good as well in that, and you already know it's going to be right here. So if you're not subscribed, you need to subscribe, but even if you are, you have to turn on notifications. That way you can click or tap one button when the notification pops up, and you get to see all the news instead of having to scroll through Facebook and Twitter and all that stuff. But anyway, guys, it's your boy Bashplug. You have been plugged in. Click one of these two videos right here and let me know how you feel about this video. Let's talk about it. I told you guys I read every single comment. Literally, I do. So that's why I asked you guys to comment. Anyway, I'm out. Peace.